Right now, your bank is charging you a subscription you never agreed to. No sign-up page, no confirmation email. It just runs quietly in the background every single month. It is called the low balance penalty system, and it only works on you if your savings stay below a specific line. Banks do not look at low balance customers as people to protect. They look at them as extraction sites. The machine is designed specifically to penalize regular, hard-working people for being short on cash. But cross $25,000 in savings, and the machine breaks down completely. The subscription cancels itself. The power flips. In fact, that number changes more than just your bank fees. It changes how your brain works. It changes how you talk to your boss. It changes how you buy a car. But before we get to the flip, you need to understand the trap that keeps most people stuck in the dead zone. Because the banks are not accidentally doing this to you. They built this on purpose. The extraction machine. Meet Tom, $3,000 saved, works hard, lives close to the edge. He is the bank's most profitable customer, not because he has a lot of money, because he does not. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, a small percentage of account holders, often around 9%, generate the majority of all overdraft fee revenue in the United States. Banks do not make their highest margins from wealthy depositors. They make them from people who are one bad week away from a negative balance. Tom is in that group, and the machine takes his money through 3 specific traps. The shuffling trap. Tom has $100 left in his checking account on a Tuesday. He makes 3 small purchases: a $5 coffee, a $10 lunch, a $15 tank of gas. That is $30 total. He still has $70 left. That evening, a utility bill hits him for $120. Tom goes negative by $50. A reasonable person would say Tom made one mistake. He should pay one overdraft fee. But many banks use a system called transaction reordering. They take all of Tom's purchases and rearrange them from largest to smallest. They process the utility bill first. Tom's account immediately hits 0 and drops negative. Then the $15 gas charge processes. Fee number 1. Then the $10 lunch. Fee number 2. Then the $5 coffee. Fee number 3. One bad day. 3 or 4 separate $35 penalties. The bank literally shuffled the order of his bills to extract the maximum amount from a single mistake. The interest spiral. Tom's car breaks down. He has no buffer, so he puts the repair on his credit card. The average credit card interest rate currently sits above 20%. Because Tom cannot clear the balance immediately, that interest compounds every month against him. He is now paying a premium just to handle a basic emergency. The high-risk premium. When Tom needs a newer car, lenders look at his low balance and his card debt. They label him high risk. His interest rate is double what a borrower with savings would pay. More debt, higher rates, lower savings. The cycle feeds itself. The Federal Reserve's financial fragility studies show that roughly 37% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency with cash. The median savings balance across the country is under $10,000. Banks know this. The overdraft fee model is not a bug in the system. It is the system. But here is what banks do not want widely understood. The moment you start crossing specific savings milestones, those fee layers fall away one by one. And when you hit $25,000, something even more powerful happens that we will get to shortly. First, let's watch the meter rise. The power meter milestones. Tom decides to stop the bleed. He cuts unnecessary spending. He picks up extra hours. The meter starts to climb. Milestone 1. The basic buffer, $5,000. $5,000. The first layer of the extraction machine cracks. A $500 car repair is no longer a crisis. Tom does not put it on a credit card. He pulls it from the buffer. The interest spiral does not start. The first fee monster disappears. But Tom is still vulnerable to anything larger. A job loss at this level is still a disaster. He has maybe 2 months of runway, maybe 3. He is surviving. He is not yet protected. Milestone 2, the breathing room, $10,000. Tom crosses the national median savings mark. His credit card utilization drops because he has actual cash sitting aside. His credit score rises naturally. When he walks into a bank for a loan now, he's not begging, he's shopping. But $10,000 is still not enough for real leverage. If Tom's boss treats him poorly, $10,000 buys him 2 or 3 months of survival. He still has to go back tomorrow morning. He is still playing pure defense. To play offense, he needs to cross the line that changes the entire game. The flip point, $25,000. $25,000. This is the flip point. Here is exactly why the power dynamic reverses at this specific number. The outside option effect. In economics, your leverage in any negotiation is determined by how easily you can walk away. That is called your outside option. If your savings are near zero, your outside option is hardship. You cannot leave a toxic boss. You cannot negotiate hard with a landlord. You cannot walk away from a car salesman who is ripping you off because you need a car by this weekend and you have no backup plan. With $25,000 in cash, your outside option is 6 to 12 months of complete financial safety. You can tell your boss you will not work uncompensated weekends, calmly, without panic, because you know what happens if they fire you. Nothing immediately catastrophic. Lenders and employers read that calmly. They treat it as stability. They compete for it. They offer you better rates, better terms, and more respect because they can sense you do not desperately need their deal. The brain power shift. This is not just a financial shift, it is biological. Financial stress does not just feel bad. It measurably reduces your cognitive capacity. Researchers studying behavioral economics have found that severe financial scarcity can lower effective cognitive performance by the equivalent of around 13 IQ points, not because your intelligence changed, but because your brain is running emergency calculations constantly in the background. That is the scarcity mindset. Your brain is in survival mode, short-term and reactive by design, because it is trying to solve immediate threats, not long-term problems. $25,000 turns that mode off. The shift from scarcity thinking to abundance thinking is not motivational language. It is a measurable change in how your brain processes decisions. Communities like r/personal finance and r/poverty finance are full of people describing this exact moment. The first time they had a real buffer and realized they were suddenly making completely different kinds of decisions without consciously trying to. You stop reacting to problems. You start planning around opportunities. And here is the part that surprises most people. Once you cross this line, the bank's relationship with you actually flips too. Banks make their easy money from low balance customers through fees. But their most valuable long-term customers are stable, high savings depositors. They offer those customers mortgages, investment products, and premium services that generate reliable, long-term revenue. The bank stops seeing you as an extraction site. You become a retention target. To see exactly what that looks like in practice, let's watch two people run the same 12 months side by side. 2 lives, 1 road. Same company, same salary, completely different financial position. Timeline A, Tom, $3,000 saved. Timeline B, Sarah, $25,000 saved. Month 3, the broken appliance. Both get a broken refrigerator on the same day. $1,000 to replace. Tom doesn't want to wipe out his small savings, so he puts it on a retail card at 25% interest. His monthly expenses go up permanently. Sarah writes a check. Her balance drops to $24,000. Her monthly costs do not change by a single penny. Month 6, the banking shift. Tom's bank notices his low average balance and high card usage. They add a monthly maintenance fee. He did not do anything differently. His balance just dipped below their threshold. Sarah's bank sees her deposit history and flags her account for a premium upgrade. All fees waived, free checks, a high-yield interest rate that pays her cash every month just for letting her money sit there. Her savings are earning money while she sleeps. Month 12, the promotion opportunity. A management role opens. New office across town. 20% salary bump. Tom wants it badly, but he cannot float the moving costs, the deposit on a new apartment, and the gap between paychecks. He doesn't apply. He stays where he is. Sarah applies immediately. She tells the hiring manager she can fund her own transition and start within 2 weeks. She gets the job. The acceleration system. Sarah's $25,000 didn't just sit in an account. It acted as a live shield, keeping her costs low, upgrading her banking tier, and opening a door that Tom couldn't even reach. Tom paid a premium at every single step, not because he worked less hard, because he didn't have the buffer. So, how do you build it? Here is the practical timeline. The build plan. Building a $25,000 shield on a regular income is not a mystery. It is a timeline. Month 1. Stop the bleeding. High interest debt first. If you are paying 20% interest to a credit card, you cannot build savings at the same time. The card wins every month. Clear it with whatever extra cash you have now. Months 2 to 6. Set the automatic gate. Do not save whatever is left at the end of the month. There is never anything left. Set your account to automatically move 10% of your paycheck into a separate savings account the hour you get paid. Before you see it, before you spend it. Month 7. Move to a high-yield account. Stop keeping your growing pile at a traditional bank paying you near zero interest. Move it to an online high-yield savings account, paying a real market rate. Your money earns its own keep while you sleep. Months 8 to 24, the long walk. Keep your head down. On a $70,000 salary with automated savings, you can realistically hit the $25,000 flip point in 18 to 24 months. The golden rule of the shield. Once that money lands in the account, it is not available. Not for a vacation, not for a new television. It is your shield. You do not touch it unless you are facing a genuine emergency or a clear, life-changing opportunity. Untouchable. $25,000 in savings is not about looking wealthy. It is not about impressing anyone. It is about turning off the extraction machine for good. It is about recovering your full brain power from the constant background noise of financial stress. It is about walking into every negotiation with your boss, your landlord, your bank, a car salesman, as the person who can walk away. When you cross that line, you are no longer playing to not lose. You are playing to win. Fuel the engine. Crossing the $25,000 line breaks the bank's fee trap permanently. But once that shield is built, you cannot leave it sitting still forever. The next stage is learning how the rules of money shift as your balance grows beyond the basics. If you want to see exactly how the financial rules flip when you move past your savings buffer and into six figures and beyond, watch our video, The 6 Stages of Wealth That Nobody Tells You.